Welcome back to another weekly recap, and this last week was race 5 and 6 of a 7-race series to finish out the Supercross 2020 season, and it was a little bit interesting, so let's get to it. So on Sunday, race number 5 of the 7 races, Tomac actually gets a good start for a change, and Webb's like, nah, I don't think so. He kind of scoots over, takes out Tomac's front wheel, and Tomac starts going backwards. Webb Roxan out front, not looking good. Now, I don't know if that was just incidental contact. You could argue it's just two guys going forward off the start. They both want to be in front of each other. Webb probably knows he needs to stay in front of Tomac because that's his only chance. He is not going to run down Tomac and catch him. So he doesn't want Tomac in front of him. Now, for me personally, I don't think he intended to hit Tomac's front wheel. I think it was just incidental contact. They were just both going for it. But again, Tomac gets a good start, but doesn't get a good start. So while Tomac's trying to get back to the front from about middle of the pack, I think he was just inside or just outside the top 10. Webb and Roxan are just out front, and let me tell you what, Roxan is looking like a champ. So I don't know what the deal is with Roxan because he has this really bad performance. Then he posts on Instagram he's been diagnosed with the shingle virus, and supposedly that's a really, really painful thing to go through. And then he comes out to this race and he's killing it, and you're thinking, what the heck? It's just up and down, up and down. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but he absolutely smokes Webb in this rut. He just gets into it, lays it over, goes right past Webb, and that was pretty much the end of it. Roxan is going to finish in first, Webb in second. Eli Tomac works his way all the way back up to fourth. He's behind and catches Malcolm Stewart and makes a pass, and so Tomac, after that good bad start, ends up on the podium. All right, race number 6, Wednesday night. Tomac gets a horrible start, but this time it's all on his own. He's literally dead last going into turn 1. Now he's way inside, so he's gonna get a few guys right out of the gate. But man, at this point you're thinking it's race number 6 of 7 to close the championship out, and man, he screwed up. How many points is he gonna give away in this race? So Tomac, he goes to work really, really quick. Instead of choking and making big mistakes and just throwing it away like he's done in years past, he puts his head down and goes to work. And with 4 minutes in, he's already inside the top 10. It's a 20-minute race. There are 22 riders. He goes from dead last to, I think, 9th place, and he's catching Malcolm Stewart, I believe here. No, Martin Davalis. He's catching Martin, and he makes the pass and moves into 8th place. We're only 4 minutes into this race, so you're thinking, man, how far can he get to the front? Only a minute later, he is catching up to Malcolm Stewart and makes the pass on Malcolm Stewart. Now he's in 6th place, and we've only burned through 5 of these 20 minutes of the race. So we're 10 minutes into the race. This is the halfway point. These races are 20 minutes, and then they do 2 extra laps once the time elapses. So we're at the 10-minute mark, halfway through the race, and Eli Tomac has caught Jason Anderson, who was in 4th. Tomac is in 5th. He makes the pass, moves into 4th place, and then a little bit later, he's going to catch Roxan, Ken Roxan, and he'll move into 3rd place. Now take a look at this picture. Who would have thought that within, I don't know what time we're at this point, but 10, 12 minutes into the race, he's gone from dead last, 22 riders on the gate. He's gone from 22nd place, and now he's in 3rd with 1st and 2nd right in front of him. Pretty amazing. So eventually, Webb moves past Zach Osborne, who's in the lead, and Tomac follows, and Webb and Tomac are now 1 and 2. Immediately, it looks like after Webb makes the pass on Zach Osborne, Webb starts to throw down some heater laps, and Tomac, he's trying hard. It looks like he's trying hard, but he never really got close enough to try and make a legit pass attempt. So they ended up finishing 1-2, which is just fine. So that's the setup for tomorrow's race, the last race, race number 7 of these 7 races in Utah, and Tomac's in a pretty good position. He basically can just ride around. He's got a 22, I think, point lead over Webb, and those are the only 2 guys that can win the championship at this point. I think you get 25 or 26 points a race. Roxan is 3rd in the series, but he's 28 points back. So unless both Webb and Tomac suffer some kind of DNF, there's no way Roxan can win the race. Tomac pretty much just needs to show up and ride around. If he gets in the top 10, he's gonna win the championship. It's pretty simple. All right, before I leave you guys, a bit of news. Jonathan Rea has re-signed with Kawasaki for 2021 and beyond. And let's be honest, man. He is the current greatest of all time. I mean, if you're looking at the record books, 5 consecutive championships. I don't think anybody's ever even had 5 championships, let alone consecutive championships. And I think the year before Jonathan Rea's first championship, Tom Sykes was his Kawasaki teammate. He won the championship, I think, in 2014. So that's 6 in a row for Kawasaki. Kawasaki would be quite foolish to not give Jonathan Rea anything he wants and keep that team together, because they are a winning combination. I think Jonathan Rea also holds the most wins, and the most wins in a single season. He's the greatest of all time World Superbike. He's literally the greatest rider World Superbike has ever seen. I know he's kind of boring. A lot of people, not a lot of excitement around him. He's just because he's a machine, man. He is a winning machine. He is focused. He's strategic, and personally, watching him race, I think he's got the base. I think he's got the best racecraft of any World Superbike racer I've ever seen. He doesn't always have the fastest motorcycle. We saw that last year with Bautista. Bautista could just literally just walk away from him on the straights. He could pass Rea, pushing his own win. He didn't need to draft Rea. He could just pull out and pass him. That Ducati was stupid fast, but Jonathan Rea's a machine. He waited, and when it was his time, that was it, man. Bautista, sorry, bud. How you doing? All right, guys, that's it for this video. And keep the rubber side down. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.